guys, I'm Esther from Essy Cooks, and in this video I'm going to be showing you this amazing 15-minute udon noodle dish, which is vegan, it's super high in protein, and it has a bunch of veggies in it. It is a peanut sauce that goes with it, which is absolutely amazing, and this is my husband's new favorite dinner. Like, anytime I ask him, what do you want to have for dinner? Always the udon noodle dish. This peanut udon noodle dish is amazing. It comes together so fast and easy, and it's packed full of protein, so it's filling, nutritious, and delicious. I'm super excited to show you guys how to make this. I love that it's so fast and easy to make, and it tastes like it's from a restaurant. It's like takeaway. It's so good. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to start with 4 spring onions or 4 green onions here, and we're just going to chop those ends off, and I'm just going to start dicing those up. So you can dice them up with a knife, or often with green onions, I just cut them up with my kitchen scissors, which is super fast and easy, but it was just easier to show with a knife here. So I'm just dicing up all the onions. Now I'm going to keep a little bit off the tops, off the green portion of the onion, so I can just sprinkle it on top as a garnish at the end, but that's optional. If you want to just throw them in, you just find that easier. That is totally fine. So the onions are going to add a lot of flavor to this dish, so I definitely would recommend adding these spring onions into your dish. Now, if you don't have them, you could use like a scallion or something like that instead, but I highly recommend green onions. It's just the right flavor for this, and they're so fast and easy to chop up, and they don't burn your eyes like other onions do when you're chopping them usually, so that's also a win as well. So I'm just setting aside those few pieces off the top for my garnish, and then I'm going to get started with my protein. So what makes this dish super high in protein is actually our tempeh, which is naturally really high in protein. It's fermented soy, so it's good for your gut as well. So mine came in a bunch of strips. I'm just going to start chopping that. We want everything cut into fairly small pieces here because we're cooking this really fast. You can buy this in a brick or a block as well. These kind of came in these pre-cut little slices. It doesn't matter if it comes in a brick or in the slices, just chop it into small little bite-sized pieces like this. Now, this is the tempeh package that I use. It's 198 grams of tempeh, and it's just unflavored, just plain, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now, we want 2 cups of veggies, so you can choose any veggies you like. If you want to do bell peppers, baby corn, like whatever you want, you can totally add it in here. You just want to make sure that it is, like I said, diced or chopped fairly small bite-sized pieces because we want this to cook fast. So the bigger the pieces, the longer they take to cook. So that is why I'm dicing everything up fairly finely, just because I want it to cook super fast, because this is a fast and easy dish. Now, I wanted to add celery and mushroom. I find it tastes so good in here. But like I said, you can use any vegetables that you want. I have some mushrooms here, about a cup of mushrooms. Again, I'm going to cut them into a little bit smaller pieces because I want them to cook fast. Now, if you don't want to use mushrooms, no problem. I think they're delicious in this, but I know mushrooms are not for everybody. If you want to make this dish even faster and easier, I would highly recommend using frozen veggies because they're already chopped and ready to go, and all you would have to do is add them into the pan. So speaking of the pan, I've got my pan here on medium heat, nice non-stick pan. I added just a little oil on there. Now I'm going to add in my green onions here. I'm just going to give those a little mix and stir them around for about a minute until you start to smell those onions cooking. It smells so good. And then right away, I'm going to add in my chopped up tempeh, and I'm going to add my veggies. So I've got my celery that I'm going to add in, and I've got also my mushrooms, which the mushrooms add like sort of a meaty texture to the dish as well, which I love in a vegan dish. I mean, mushrooms are just the best. They're such a nice addition to so many things. So now I've got everything. Oh, I got a few more there. I gotta get those in. Got everything here in the medium mixing pan. I'm going to start mixing it up. I've got half a cup of edamame. That's another great source of protein. So I just buy the edamame frozen. It's already peeled, everything like that. It's just so easy to throw in. It's such a great source of extra vegan protein. And I'm going to cook that down for about 3 to 5 minutes. And I'm going to add in a tablespoon of grated ginger. Now, another time saver that I love to do is I peel my ginger and I grate it up ahead of time, and then I just put it in the freezer and I pull out ginger whenever I need it. Like, it's such a game changer, such a time saver. I never wanted to use fresh ginger before because it's such a pain to peel and chop, and just for 1 little tablespoon. So that is such a good hack. Now we want to make sure that our mushrooms are cooked. You can tell when we take a look there, those mushrooms are beautifully cooked. And now while those continue cooking, let's say that's been about 2 minutes, we're going to make our sauce quickly here. So I'm going to start with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. If you want to make this gluten-free, you could use tamari. Now we're using udon noodles in this dish as well, so I just want to make note those are not gluten-free. You could use a flat rice noodle to make this dish if you want it to be gluten-free. Then we've got a tablespoon of agave or maple syrup. We've got a tablespoon or 2 of sriracha, depending on how spicy you like it. You don't have to put that in if you don't want it to be spicy. Then I've got a super big heaping tablespoon of all natural peanut butter. You could put 2 tablespoons. That was probably about 2 tablespoons anyways, because I definitely want that peanut flavor to come through. So then I am just using my tall measuring cup. I find there can be a bit of a splash, so this just makes it easier, or you could mix this up in a mason jar. I'm just going to whisk that together until the peanut butter is nicely blended in with the other ingredients, and then I have my sauce. So it doesn't take long at all to make this sauce, and you can use this same sauce on stir fries. You can use it on other kinds of noodle dishes. It is a super delicious just spicy Asian peanut sauce that comes together so fast and easy. If you want, you can even add garlic and ginger to it. We have ginger in this dish already, but you could add garlic too if you like. Now my udon noodles, they come in a little package like this, and they're kind of all tangled up together, so I like to boil them for about a minute just to separate the noodles, because they take no time at all to cook. So I'm just going to use my chopsticks here to kind of help work at those noodles and just loosen them up a little bit, because you don't want to try breaking these apart with your hand. You want to do this, like, kind of work at them, be super patient with this. If you try to break it apart with your hands, you're going to break all the noodles into tiny little pieces, and we want those super long udon noodles. So this is the best way to just separate them so that we have the noodles in their full long length, so we can slurp down those noodles later. Yum! So again, just be kind of patient with this, work at them. Now we can see, okay, they're all separated. It only takes about a minute and a half, and they are ready to go. Now I'm just going to drain the water off those noodles. My veggies, they're all cooked. You can see here all nice little bite-sized pieces. Only takes about 3 to 5 minutes to cook up those veggies. Now that they're cooked, I'm going to add in my cooked udon noodles. So I'm going to add those right into the pan, which makes it super fast and easy. And once they're in the pan, I am going to start adding in my sauce. I'm just going to mix in those veggies a little bit in with my udon noodles. Just give that a nice little mix. And then I am going to start adding in my delicious sauce, which is just going to make this so amazing. Once I have the sauce on the noodles, it doesn't take long at all. Basically, we're just heating the sauce. The noodles are already cooked, the veggies are already cooked, the edamame is already cooked, the tempeh is already cooked, everything's cooked, so we are good to go. We can just mix this all in together. And if you wanted to have just a quick noodle dish and you didn't care about having your veggies and your protein in there, then you could just make that sauce and put it straight on the udon noodles, which is super delicious. But then of course you're just missing your veggies and your protein on that. Now we're mixing this all together, but keep watching. We are about to do a taste test and gobble up this amazing udon noodle dish. Wow, this is one of my favorites. I can't believe how fast it comes together. If you do eat gluten, I highly recommend using the udon noodles. I know they have gluten in them, but they are so chewy and delicious and amazing. They're unlike any other noodle. I just love udon noodles. I think they are the star of this dish. And then of course I'm going to sprinkle some sesame seeds on top, which have loads of health benefits, and they also look amazing on top of this dish as well. At this point, you could add any other garnishes you want. You could add some crushed peanuts on top. You could add some more sriracha on top. You could even add some cilantro on top if you like. Anything you want. All right, look who's already doing the taste test. I think his plate's half gone. I say this amount serves 4, but honestly, I don't know. Maybe
I could
3.
eat it all in one.
Noodles are so messy, but so good. That plate is going to be gone fast. We're not going to have any left for dinner. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you guys like this video and you want to see more videos like this one, just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below.